Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving our praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Well, days brother depart from the camp prophets in Babylon, down here in Tempe, Florida. And I want to give double honors to elders and apostles, a great millstone, teaching well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the ones listening in. And I want to get into a quick lesson. And I want to title this lesson, Be Yourself in This Truth. All right? Be yourself in this truth. And just to elaborate off that title, is because a lot of Jake are coming to this truth, and they try to, you have that spirit, to mimic other brothers and do certain things other brothers do, but it gets to a point where you start to experience and age in this thing where you're gonna have to be yourself, man, because you can't always, do the same thing that brother can. All right, certain brothers got different gifts, and you must understand what is your gift and your talent in this truth. All right, what is it the Lord has called you for? Because every brother has their own purpose that the Lord has called them for within this truth, and the best thing for you is to find out what that is for yourself. All right, and that's a part of just being yourself, being in tune with your own spirit, okay? Do what's right for your spirit, what could be right for that brother's spirit could burn out yours, and that's something we don't want. So the best thing you can do in this truth is to be yourself. All right, so I just want to quickly get into it. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 6. It says, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith. All right, so we having, every brother have different gifts, all right, according to the mercy that the Lord has given us, all right, according to the grace that the Lord has given us, all right. Some brothers, prophecy, all right, so if it's prophecy, prophesy to the portion of your faith, all right. Certain brothers have different talents that the Lord has, a unique talent that make that brother a unique, prophet unto the Lord, all right, to where he can fulfill that purpose, all right, a lot better than others can, all right. And just because you see that brother doing it, I don't mean, it's good to, study and learn and grow, but don't try to be someone you're not, all right? Don't, that's where evaluation comes into, all right? Evaluating yourself, understanding your degree within this truth and your purpose and, your level, all right? Because there's levels to this truth, man. You got the elders, all right? And they on a whole different level, man. All right, you got dudes that come to this thing, they think they can just jump their way, all the way into the elders and apostles, levels. And that's not how it works. And that's why those guys always end up falling out of the truth and of the true knowledge, because, niggas want to jump there, jump all the way to the top and be somebody that they're not. All right. So that's why it's best to just be yourself within this truth. Okay, it goes on, it says, our ministry, let us wait on our ministering. He that teacheth on teaching, he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. All right. So ultimately, these are all different gifts that brothers have. Some brothers are very merciful. Some brothers, got the spirit of exhortation on them, to exhort brothers, cheerfulness, all right, to cheer brothers up around you, all right. These are different talents that the Lord has given brothers to help the body, to better the body. And if you can't find that talent and you just, trying to seek out the next brother's talent and be like that brother, and the Lord already got that purpose fulfilled, all right, within the body, all right, within the camp, or however. Are you just not the right guy for it? you know. And doing that will only make you burn out, man. All right? Trying to keep up with that next brother because that's his talent. It's not yours. So it's going to be a lot harder for you to keep up with that brother because that's something that he, you know, he can just do. Like, that's just you know, that brother's on that brother's spirit. That's that brother's gift that the Lord has gifted him with, man. All right? So you have to be honest with yourself, all right? And just be yourself, okay? So you don't allow yourself to, what's the word for it? You know, you're just giving yourself too much of a task, all right, when you try to be like the next brother, all right, or a brother that's over you, you know, you try to do the certain things that he does, and it just doesn't work like that, bro. So you just gotta find your purpose within this truth, your talents that the Lord has gifted you with, and build upon that. That's where your strength is. That's where your strengths are, man. All right, and once you build upon that good enough to where, you know, you're able to do that like with your eyes closed, you know, like it's a walk in the park. Then you can start, you know, looking toward the weaknesses and brothers that have strengths in your weakness. You can build with that brother. Iron sharpens iron, all right? But as of right now, you got to be yourself, bro. You got to figure your own way, your own talents out, you know, through the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, of course. Okay? Now, you actually want to grab this scripture. This is Romans 12, verse 3. So actually it's in the scripture, but it's just up here. It says, so Romans chapter 12 and verse 3, I want to get an NLT. It says, because of the privilege and authority Yahweh has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith Yahweh has given you. All right, so be honest in the evaluation of yourselves, of your, you know, of your where you're meant to be, all right, your spot, your position. Okay. So a lot of guys think their position is a lot higher than what the Lord has called them for, and that's what allowed guys to, you know, think highly of themselves, get prideful, get boastful, and, you know, look down on other brothers. And ultimately, Scripture says, when a man think he is something, he is nothing. All right, and ultimately, the Lord will show you that you are nothing. The Lord is going to humble you. All right, so you gotta be honest within your evaluation of yourself. All right, honestly evaluating yourself, honestly, you know, understanding yourself and what, you know, spot and position and what you were given from the Lord. All right, a lot of guys think, you know, they bigger than the program, man. All right, you know, you hear Jake say that, you know, a lot. That's a new term. Jake think you bigger than the program, bigger than the system, you know, and you're not. Okay. We all got our own lots. We all got our own purposes that we must fulfill, all right, that the Lord has given us. You got a position the Lord put you in. Stay in that position. Be who the Lord called you to be. Not try to be like the next brother or try to, you know, have the same purpose as the next brother when that's not your purpose. That's not your calling within this truth. All right. Now all of our purpose is to serve the Lord, but there's a certain, all right, what's the word for it? A certain particular purpose that the Lord has called you for within the purpose of serving the Lord. Okay. Lord may see you good as you know, a charitable brother, a merciful brother, or a good brother that's good at prophesying, teaching, reading. You know, understand your talents that were given to you and live in that talent. All right, build upon that talent. All right, don't strain yourself trying to be something that you are not. And, ultimately, that's all I want to get on that. I just want to get into a quick lesson. We give all praises, glory, honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Once again, double honor to elders and apostles, a great millstone. We teach you well, peace and blessings to the whole full elect. Shalom.